How do you tell if someone is attracted to you or just being very friendly? I was once called into hours for allegedly flirting with an employee, not part of my own team. Her proof: I was always friendly, offered her milk to go with her coffee, and worst of all, once at an after work, I bought a round of drinks for everyone, her included. The head of ours was a bit puzzled about the whole situation and asked her what would she then suggest we do to resolve the situation. And she requested that I would stop being friendly to her and just leave her be. This poor woman just could not accept that I was being friendly. If they act the exact same way with other people, you're out of luck. Do they ever initiate the air of friendliness? Responding to someone else's kindness is a lot different than initiating it. But even still, the only sure way to know is to ask. Pro tip: you'll never know if you don't ask. As my dear old dad used to say, women who work for tips are not flirting with you. You don't. One person's just being friendly is another's take me to a hotel and fuck me right now. By reading someone's comment on Reddit about how they missed all the signs, and then you realize that the same thing happened to you, and now you lie there contemplating your life. Someone tells you years later, flirting's basically a dumb game of chicken with gradual escalation. And X200B. Or just ask if they haven't, so usually pretty obvious. If they ask you to take off your clothes, chances are they're just being friendly. Seriously, please like and subscribe and comment something nice for your favorite Reddit slave. I automatically assume people are being friendly. It's habit. Edit. Geez. Didn't expect to wake up with 50+ replies in my inbox in result to self-deprecation. But I think I should clarify some things. I'm a romantic now, after struggling with feelings towards romance in general for a bit. But before I discovered what aromanticism was, I just assumed people were being friendly because I was, and still am, too unattractive. Flirting wasn't my strong suit either, and I had a terrible track record with guys. Read: one who was an autistic furry liar, and the other who was an autistic, unhygienic, clueless dude. Plus I can't commit to a relationship. Depression. Though a guy I know apparently has a crush on me, and from our interactions I just assumed he was being friendly. Imagine my surprise when his mom told me he was crushing on me. I never would have known otherwise. If they are a cashier / waiter / clerk etc., don't get your hopes up. No, the stripper is not attracted to you. Ask them. You don't. It's a leap of faith. That's all it is. When I met my last girlfriend, our eyes met across a crowded dance floor. She rolled her eyes at me, so I picked them up and rolled them back. Assume attraction and ask them out. If they say no, you get your answer. If they say yes, you get a date. It's not always easy. With my fiance, when we started hanging out, I would convince myself she liked me and then talk myself out of it. I would walk her home and she'd give me a really awkward friend hug, then run inside, leaving me feeling like I'd misread the signals completely. This went on for about 3 weeks before we finally kissed at a party. I asked her about it afterwards, and it turns out she was doing the same thing. 7 years and a proposal later, I think she might have a crush on me. Guys, when she asked me out, I was skeptical. When we slept together, more likely, but can't be too sure. When we got married, I'm pretty sure she likes me. Seriously? Nobody is going to link the Judah guide, https://yao2b/zaphora_91. Edit. Thanks guys. Gold and silver and doubled my karma. Reddit confuses me. D. Well, you can't ever really know. Like, even if she sleeps with you, she might just be Canadian. So honestly, you shouldn't get your hopes up, and you better keep looking and wondering. If she says WTF step bro, you were wrong. By how they look at you or act around you vs other people. Oh, that's easy. No one is ever attracted to me. Step 1. Cut a hole in the box. She was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. This much is true. If you get an arranged marriage at her as a 50 over 50. Easiest way, ask them out on a few dates. Have sex with them. Start a relationship. Take them out some more. Go to fancy dinners and parties. Take them on holiday and stuff like that. Then, after you've tried that for a few years, ask them if they want to marry you. If they say yes, they're probably interested. Depends on where you live. Here in England, being anything other than cold and aloof is seen as basically throwing yourself at someone. Apparently you can never quite tell. I go to this store quite often, and one of the cashiers said to me, "We gotta stop meeting like this," which to me, a guy, means that you want to meet someplace that isn't there at that location. I said this on another post a while back and someone told me, "Oh no, that wasn't a flirt." I say that to customers all the time. And to me, that's a weird thing to say as a casual comment. Maybe I'm wrong, but I wasn't thinking about feeling it out anyway. Shh. Attractive but I don't wanna date. I know they need to be friendly, and I encounter that all the time. That's a different kind of general friendliness. This I wasn't sure how to take, but I left it alone. The eyes Chico. Always the eyes. In a group setting, if a laughable moment occurs, they will look at you while laughing, indicating they are interested in you. If they point out shit like the size of your hands or something stupid, she probably likes you. If she comments on height or random obvious shit, it's probably nothing. No one points out my hand size if they don't like me. I found that out. You give it a shot, and if they reject your advances, you stop giving it a shot. I've noticed women that have been interested in me have started a random conversation with me, like asking advice about something. If a woman compliments you on something, could be your eyes, or your jacket, or pretty much anything, that might be a clue. Women play with hair, or adjust it more, making more than usual eye contact. Also, if you are sitting next to them, and their knees are pointing a bit towards you, that is a sign as well. If they get under a table and start giving you head, also a clue. It's not always easy to tell, and I think I'm especially bad at it. For example, here is a story I shared related to this. My sophomore year of high school, I had a couple of classes with this girl I had a crush on. Because teachers loved using alphabetical order there, she and I ended up sitting next to each other in those classes. We start passing notes in those classes, talking about random stuff and being a bit flirty. One day I decide to get the courage to ask if she wanted to go out with me to a movie or something. So I ask her out in one of our notes. She replies saying that she's really sorry, but she doesn't like me in that type of way. I was devastated, of course, but I also liked her as a friend and didn't want to lose that. So I replied saying that was okay and asking if we could just forget I asked and keep things the way they were because class would be so boring without our talks. She said yeah, that was fine, and we stayed note buddies throughout the year. Fast forward to my senior year. I had to repeat algebra because I fucked up really badly my junior year due to some personal issues. I'm in a class with a bunch of people the grade under me, and I get seated next to this girl named Kate that I thought was so pretty. Like with the other girl, we ended up passing notes to each other in class, and I come to find out not only did I find her physically attractive, but she was also a really awesome person with similar interests. I really liked this girl and crushed hard on her throughout the year. I would make her mix CDs that she would tell me she loved, and she even made me one a couple of times. I'd share with her stories I wrote and also art I was working on. The best part of my day was getting to talk with her during homeroom/algebra, but I was scared of even trying to ask her out because of how I misinterpreted things last time. So I never did. Came really close a couple of times, but never did. A year and a half after I graduated, I'm dating a girl from the same class as her, who had been a friend of mine for a couple of years. We are hanging out with this other girl who was also in my math class, and she brings up Kate and asks why we never dated. I told her I didn't think she thought of me that way, and she was like, "Are you kidding me? She was so into you." At that time it didn't really matter anymore because I was in a relationship and there was nothing I could do about it. But it did frustrate just how bad I was at reading signals. I mean, I'm still pretty bad at it, but I wish I had at least tried with Kate. Assuming the person is single or trifling, you ask to see that person again in a different context, and the negotiation for available time and date is quick and mutually complete. No, just friends overtone about it. Thursday at 8, not available. Not into you. Thursday at 8, not available, but what about Friday at 9? Else. Look for physicality, proximity, and eye contact when totally unnecessary. Jealousy or defeat. It's subtle when interacting with someone else of the interested person's gender. Caveat all this with me being terrible about noticing it. My wife points this out to me when we are in public. Once I see it, it's obvious, but until then it's a mystery to me. The friendly, honest approach has worked for me. You seem really nice, someone I'd like to go out with. If you'd like that too. If they are already spoken for or disinterested, they'll let you know. Either way, I've noticed that they seem to appreciate the attention. If they sense you're being sincere, you ask them if they're from Canada. If not, then you got yourself a new boo. Hooray. Really, with some people you cannot tell. I knew a girl who was super friendly with me. I got interested. And then a few weeks around her I saw this was how she treated every guy. Smiles. Oh, stop it you. Comma. Flirting. I wasn't special here. I moved on. I knew a girl who friendly with everyone. We sat down at a birthday party and talked non-stop for 3 hours. She was friendly with people, but I hadn't seen her do this before. I got her number and called her. We talked until my phone died. Our 10th wedding anniversary was about 6 weeks ago. Our oldest kid turned 7 in a few months. I had this same confusion. I had this really cute girl in a few of my classes last school year, starting liking her. But this year I only had one class with her, and by now I fully liked her. And then I did a class change, and she is not in any of them. But the problem I had was she is literally the nicest person I know. I cannot fully explain it, but Sheila's never been rude. Always smiling. That whole thing. Along with that, I have never heard of her liking anyone else. So why would I be the first? Well, long story short, she actually did end up liking me, and we just went on our first date a few days ago. Unfortunately, I don't have much advice on it though, lol.